teachers in India were like non-existent. If you don't understand what you're learning, then you have to learn it yourself.
So there was no like, let's help you get there together as like this journey. It's more of, you don't get it.
There's like
too bad.
Suffer.
Suffer.
Just suffer along.
Nice. So it's, you're having a hard time understanding the content. Suffer. Welcome to the Monarch Experience. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to us. At the Monarch Experience, we are giving students the opportunity to voice what matters most to them. And today, we're going to be talking to students who came here from foreign countries, trying to understand the differences between schools in other countries and schools in America, what challenges they faced as they assimilated themselves with American culture, and just how things were different in general. But before we get to any of that today, we have to make sure that we're giving some major shout-outs. We've got 2 major shout-outs for today's episode. Today, our first major shout-out goes to 8th grader Christine A., who is trying to qualify for the USA Junior Olympics, and in this quest has placed 4th on 3 events, the vault, bars, and beam, and received the highest all-around score for this season with a 35.625. Not only that, but she's actually going on to compete in the regional championship in Virginia Beach. It's so amazing. Christine, we're pulling for you. Represent the USA and go for it and do amazing things. And our second major shout out has to go to Caitlin M. from my own second period, who for the expository essay on transcendence and the traits needed to transcend has done an incredible job and has shown tremendous growth. In fact, when I actually told her how she did on the essay, she looked at me and was completely shocked. She didn't believe it. Caitlin, Christine, major props. Major shout out goes your way. Congratulations, and it's some amazing stuff. Speaking of amazing stuff, we got to introduce our 4 incredible guests. We've got 3 8th graders. We've got Nihal. Nihal, say hi.
Hi.
We've got Roman.
Hello.
Roman already said hello. We've got Haaniah.
Hey.
And then we've got Sayuri.
Hi.
All right. So before we get into any kind of conversation about this, there's some really important questions. I imagine that this question was probably the first question that you were asked as you came to America. When you're sleeping, socks or no socks? Nihal?
No socks.
No socks. Why?
It is just a stereotype for me. I just want no socks while sleeping.
Roman?
No socks. I'm already boiling at my house. I don't need anything else.
Haaniah?
I feel like if you wear socks while sleeping and then you wake up, you get like sweat.
Yeah.
And then your like socks get dirty and then it's like disgusting.
And I feel like I've fallen asleep with socks on accidentally sometimes. I'm not sure how, but I've fallen asleep accidentally with socks on, and when I've woken up with them on, it's been like this state of panic where I'm like kicking the bed sheets off and just flinging my socks across the room because I feel like I'm being trapped. And I think I have a fear of being trapped. Sayuri, socks or no socks?
Depends, like.
Depends on what?
If I'm in the mood of being like really comfy and then tucked in like with lots of.
See, so I have to sleep with the fan on all times during the season. So it doesn't matter. If it's winter, I'm sleeping with the fan on and the heat is low. If it's summer, I'm sleeping with the fan on. I can't have socks on. And I know that there are some people who sleep with socks on all year long, which to me is like the most irresponsible thing you can possibly do. I'm going to say it. It's irresponsible.
How do people wear it all year long?
I don't know.
It's a crime to your fit.
I think it's a crime, yeah. I actually took a couple classes of criminal justice when I was in college, and I remember, I think, Section 4.2a was that it was punishable by death to wear socks.
That's extreme.
It is extreme, but I think people, you know what, here at the Monarch Experience, I think we're talking about extreme things like this. So, listen, all you out there who are listening and you're experiencing this episode, weigh in on this. Where do you stand? Are you someone who's going to sleep with socks on, or are you going to sleep with socks off? Hit us on Twitter at The Monarch Experience and let us know. But in the meantime, we got to start introducing our guests and finding out where our 4 incredible guests are coming from. We'll go around the table and we'll kind of say, we don't have a table. But you know what? People listening, they don't know that, and that's okay. As far as they're concerned, we've got a nice mahogany table with with a fruit basket, I think, in the middle.
That's what I thought. when
Yeah,
was listening.
I know. What a disappointment this is, right? You're in here and you're like, this is what this is going to look like? We're like in a dungeon. Yeah, you're lucky we have lights on right now. This is pretty, this is as good as it gets. So we'll go around the table, say your name, and then tell us where you're from, just so our audience can kind of could link the two together.
I'm Nihal. I came from India just this year in September.
I'm Roman, and I came from the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv, 3 years ago.
I'm Haaniah, and I came from United Arab Emirates 2 years ago.
And I'm Sayuri, which is a Japanese name, but I'm not from Japan. I'm from India, but I was born in California, and I moved here about 7 or 8 months ago.
Awesome. I think the best way to really jump into this is let's just dive right in. The biggest comparisons, the biggest contrasts for your personal experience in school in your respective countries to America, what are some of the biggest things that stand out? Because I don't think that our average listener, is going to understand that our school, Marlboro Memorial Middle School, is not a representation of schools across America, but also schools across the globe as well. Sayuri, go ahead. What are some general compare or contrasts between the two?
Like, I found that in India we had a uniform, and then here we don't have any uniforms. It's also cool, but it's really a pain.
Is it
'cause you need
stressful
to
deciding?
think a lot, and then also the teaching style, because there it was like more auditory and visual. Here it's more tactile, and I really like it. And also the environment, because like here you change your classes according to the period, and then there you are in the same homeroom. The teachers come and go, except for the co-curricular activities, and here you have a fresh environment every class.
Oh, you don't move around. They move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
For a lot of you guys, you're saying.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
do you know? What's the purpose of that? Is that a disciplinary thing to try to like minimize stuff going on in the hallway?
Yeah.
Haaniah, is
Yeah.
that something you've seen?
Yeah, I feel like it's like it doesn't create chaos. So like some people just like, slip outside and, bunk classes. That's not how it happens because everyone's in the room and everyone's seated and quiet.
Is there a sense of cabin fever that kind of comes along with that, where you're just sitting in the same spot for hours and hours at end?
Yeah, there's like sometimes there were like grills on the windows so you couldn't even open them. So it's like
So you were trapped in there,
Yeah.
and you were not moving. Roman, go ahead.
Yeah, so between periods we had these recess. This is why I don't understand why we sat here and teachers came to us, because between recess we were just running around the hallways, there were chaos. So it wasn't a disciplinary thing, but at lessons we felt like we were isolated and trapped.
Well, I would
It
imagine
was
it'd
quite
be.
stressful.
I would imagine it'd be hard to really pay attention to each class when you're not even getting up to move. I mean, think about how many times so many of us get up just to, quote, go to the bathroom. And really, you're getting up just to kind of like give yourself a mental break. I couldn't imagine being in the same room for that long and being expected to operate at full capacity like that. How many of you had uniforms?
Uniforms. I had
You guys all had
Uniforms.
uniforms?
Yeah.
I know you said that there was benefits to that, Sayuri, that you liked it, but also there was a stress too at the same time of
Yeah.
picking out an outfit day to day.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you guys all agree with that?
yeah. Like I feel like the advantages was that like you just wake up in the morning and just put your uniform on. You don't need to think about like, oh, what am I gonna wear?
Yeah.
Or I should look like presentable because it's already there for you. And like one disadvantage of like wearing uniforms is that like when we used to go out on trips, they used to tell us to wear the uniform. So like we couldn't do anything. Like we just stood out in front of everyone wearing like green and like white skirts, just like going around the.
Well, that probably also makes sense too, because if you're out, they probably want to be able to identify you a little bit easier. Because you being out of the uniform, I'm sure for the teachers would be almost maybe impossible to recognize you. Roman, go ahead. What do you thought? Uniforms, did you like them?
No, they were infuriating because our school.
I like how I asked, did you like them? And you're like, no, beyond that. They're infuriating.
No, because they were. Our school lasted until 6 p.m. and they were like 2 halves.
6 p.m. at night?
Yeah, 6 p.m. at night.
I guess
So-
as opposed to 6 p.m. in the morning. What time did your school start?
Our school started like 7.
A.M.?
A.M. Yeah, so we had like 2 halves of the day.
Wow.
First half of the day, we were wearing uniforms, but second half of the day, we were required to go into casual wear. And we would get an actual grade for wearing uniforms. And it both combines the stress of picking your clothes and being in uniforms, which were uncomfortable. And they weren't suited for your size. They just give you the random uniforms you get in a club.
Roman, this sounds like, there's the phrase of like, oh, you get the best of both worlds where you can have everything. This sounds like the worst of both worlds.
Probably.
Wow. Nihal, did you have similar experiences like this, or was it just like, I put on a uniform, it's no big deal?
I was just put it on and just go to the school. I just feel stressed to think about what I'm gonna wear the next day. But in India, there was just like a uniform. We actually had 2 uniforms, one for the regular days and the other for the PD days. So for phys ed days, we had to wear other uniform, which was like a t-shirt and a track.
Did you have PE every day?
No, it was like two periods per week.
Okay, because I remember when I was in Catholic school in Brooklyn, not a foreign country, we had uniforms, but we had to wear our gym clothes underneath our uniforms, which is kind of nasty and it really defeats the purpose of changing clothes when you're just going to just put your not sweaty clothes on top of sweaty clothes. But I remember having like that annoyance of like, oh, today's the day I have to wear like 2 layers.
It feels too hot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I can't wear socks when I'm sleeping, how do you think I felt putting on like 4 layers of clothes and then like taking one off at a time just to do like volleyball? Or what were some other major similarities and differences between the school that you were in your country compared to the U.S.? Haaniah?
The weather, so UA is basically a desert, so there's just sand everywhere, and there wasn't any snow. There were rain sometimes, but mostly it was just hot, really hot. So when I came here, the first time I experienced snow, I just slept in it.
Okay,
Yeah.
it was magical.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So have you adjusted to the climate change? Because I know my friend from California recently came back to Jersey, and it was a nice New Jersey March day, which means it was 45 and overcast and rainy, and he was bundled up like it was 2 degrees. Do you find yourself your body always colder and overdressing?
Yeah, so when I went back to Dubai last year, it was really hot. I was sweating so much, and that never used to happen because when I used to go to school, I actually used to wear a sweater.
Because you were used to it.
Yeah, and I was
amazing.
this is weird.
Because I remember being in Italy and on a tour bus, and the tour lady would actually say she would try to shut the air conditioning off on the tour bus 15 minutes before we got to our destination. And granted, the air conditionings in Italy are not like American air conditionings where it's a beautiful, comfortable 70. It was you got it to 78. That was considered cold. And she would say, you need to acclimate your body temperature with the heat so it's not that bad. And we're sweating profusely. Sayuri, do you feel like that change has been difficult for you too with the temperature?
A bit. At the beginning of winter, I feel really cold.
Okay.
So I used to wear really big jackets, and everybody would be like, "Why are you wearing such a fat jacket?" And I'm I'm feeling cold.
Are you still wearing the heavy jackets even though it's 45 and 50?
Not that heavy.
Okay.
But
So you're not wearing 4 jackets, 2 different layers, mittens, and a coat. Roman?
Yeah.
Was the
45
weather change that big for you?
Yes, 45, a nice May day for me. We did have snow. We did have snow days because we had constant snow all winter in Ukraine. So here we don't
So
have
you
constant
didn't
snow.
have snow days even though they had constant snow?
Yeah, all winter, 90 days. Each day you can expect at least 1 inch or 2 inches of snow in the ground.
Wow.
So yeah, we bought snow tires and everything, but there were no snow days, and heating was actually pretty good.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no snow days. So if you had a blizzard, you were just were you expected to go to school, or was that almost a day where it was, if you don't come, it's okay?
Well, you were expected to go to school, but even if you didn't go to school at usual days, they didn't keep track of anything, so they couldn't know.
So show up if you want to show up, and if you don't.
Yeah, they didn't really. We're organized very much.
Wow. And how many days a year? You said 90 days or so?
Yeah, 90 at least we had snow. And then March, early March maybe. First snow came usually in November, maybe mid-November. Maybe it was October, once every 2 years. And then last snow came in March.
And Roman, what's amazing with that is, today, the date of recording, it's like, 50 degrees? I'm surprised you're not in like sandals and like a tank top. This is like a beach day for you then.
It is actually.
Is the summer unbearable for you then?
No, summer actually is not that different. Like 15 degrees difference.
Okay.
We had like 60 degrees in summer, sometimes 59. So summer was hot, but here it's not a matter of degrees, but more of humidity.
Yeah.
There I could sweat. Here I'm dying.
Because of the humidity.
Yeah, it's just so humid.
New Jersey
I'm
humid.
boiling.
Now, how was the temperature difference? Like at
The
that start?
temperature difference is like so cool. The normal temperature in summer in India was 47 degrees Celsius.
Okay, so we'll do some conversion for us here.
and over here in the normal, like the normal temperature overcast weather is like 45 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
So it is like 45 degrees Fahrenheit and 47 degrees Celsius. Like,
So when you saw that, were you like, wait, it's the same? What's happening here?
Yeah.
Or did you kind of know
When
that
I
you had
saw-
to do some adjustments?
yeah, when I saw like 15 degree Fahrenheit, I was like, why is it too cold? I didn't know the conversion back then.
I got to imagine that that's got to be such an adjustment. Just on like your day-to-day routines then. You're coming to school and you're trying to figure out like, is the school going to have, were your schools heated? I know, Roman, you said your school was the heating was pretty good. Air conditioning wise, was it?
No,
No,
there was no air conditioning. Heating was a sun, so.
So basically there was neither, is what you're saying. That's unbelievable.
There was just fans, like ceiling fans.
And I'm sure the fans did nothing but just push hot air. Yeah, I know that. I remember when I went to Italy, they would have signs in these tourist places, and they would say air conditioning inside. And you basically, if you were looking for a bite to eat, you really didn't care because the food was going to be great everywhere. You just looked for air conditioning inside. But what we didn't know was that air conditioning inside meant that they had the windows open and they had a fan going at the slowest speed possible. That was disappointing. And you would ask for ice in your water and they would look at you like you were insane.
Actually, I never saw snow.
So the first time you've ever seen snow in person was like for Haaniah, where you came here.
Actually,
was it magical?
It was magical.
I imagine it would have to be like magical. Like you see it in the movies, right?
Yeah,
and you think,
imagine.
like, what is this going to be like?
Imagine a bed of ice. Like, bed of snow. Just imagine.
I don't need to imagine. I know what snow is like. I've lived here my whole life. I know, but that's got to be so incredible, that first experience. Were you outside like for hours, or were you
I made
just
snowman.
really?
Yeah, I made a snowman and then we like took pictures of it.
You did like every stereotypical thing to do in the snow. Did you go sleighing too?
No.
Okay, but
Well,
you
I'm
fully
not.
enjoyed it.
I'm not good at sports, so never mind.
But building snowmen.
Yeah.
All right, that you're a champ at.
Yeah.
So not only the weather obviously seems like it's crazy different, but like were the schools? I don't even know how to really phrase this question, because I know when I think of schools, I think of, I'm looking at like a brick wall right now, and I think of what schools looked like for me in like the 4 schools I've ever attended in my life. Do the schools physically look different, or are they're all built like typical American schools? Roman?
Yeah, they were absolutely different. They were big. They were 3 stories. Usually schools are 4 stories.
Wow.
And we had high school and middle school near each other. They were really narrow. And there weren't a lot of people, but they were narrow. They were very claustrophobic. And they were half broken. So the school asked the parents to pay for, everything.
Were they like industrial or like warehouse looking?
Yeah, they were really warehousey. No, warehouse are usually, they have a lot of space.
Okay.
But our schools did not. They were very small and very uncomfortable. And if actually parents didn't give money, the teachers wouldn't care about their kids. So it was, schools almost want to get ransom for their children's grade.
Really? Now, for you, were the schools...
They were like so different. Based on the population in India, it is like 1.3 billion, which is like too much.
What is enough, I guess?
Well, I would say like population of like 15 million.
Okay.
It's
So,
like-
but were the schools overcrowded?
Yeah, they were actually overcrowded. There were like 8,000 people in school.
Wow. Is that a real number, or is that...
Yeah, there's a real number.
So how big were these schools?
They were actually like tall but not wide enough.
Okay.
Because there is no like much space for other people to live.
For the land.
Yeah, there is no like more land, so the schools were like not wide enough, but they were like tall enough,
Were
like
they-
5 stories.
Were they like office buildings that you see in like this in like a city?
I would say something like that.
It's like
Yeah.
I mean, like I guess I'm trying to imagine what it would look like going to class. Like, are you going on stairs to go up and down constantly?
Yeah, and I also think that it would have been risky to like make the students go to the classes because the stairs were like just a railing, and by side there was like just
So there's actually like a danger in going.
Yeah, it was actually a danger point.
Sayuri, go ahead.
So like my school was at a beautiful location. It was actually on top of a hill.
Okay.
So like every day, especially in the monsoons, so it was like a road on the hill.
Okay.
So like when it would rain, peacocks, you could actually see lots of peacocks there on the
Sounds
way.
magical.
Yeah,
It
I
feels,
want to see this.
it feels like you're going on a field trip every day during the monsoon. It was humongous, so it was like it grew every year.
Okay. Oh, they added onto it.
Yeah, like every year, like there were so many people, and I think it was so huge because like it started from pre-K to 12th grade, so
Okay.
like basically every single class
Wow.
in the world. So, and then you had this horse riding field, and then last year they added more stuff because like they added more buildings because they had to make like a horse riding field and then this virtual reality
For all like the extracurricular
room.
stuff. That's incredible. So you're saying that it's on top of a hill. For
Yeah.
you guys, was it? Like, where's the location? I know Roman, you're talking about like a decrepit, tiny place.
It was pretty much in the city. It was surrounded by other high-rises, and there was constant sound of machines going on.
Okay.
And the air was so bad. It's not that it smelled bad and everything, but it felt really polluted.
Okay. Haaniah,
Yeah.
your school, where is this located? It
So-
sounds like we're getting a nice juxtaposition of like on a hill with peacocks and like and a rainbow with a pot of gold and like beautiful horses galloping free, unicorns, right? And Roman's like, yeah, it was just like terrible.
Mine was just sand, like everywhere, just like sand in your eyes and like, yeah,
It was completely like desolate.
Yeah, it was like in the industrial area. So the industrial area is like really like lonely because like no one really goes there. So they built the school there, and
That sounds like the worst thing.
yeah, I know. And then so our school apparently got rated the best school in Dubai, which I don't believe, but yeah. And I was like, okay. And then to like show off to the other schools because we have the best school right in front of us,
Okay.
and then it was us, and then so they had like flowers all around and like a fountain and like
Nice.
flags and stuff.
That was after they got ranked number one,
Yeah.
right? Because now
Yeah.
they have that reputation they have to live
Yeah.
up to.
And then they take everyone outside, and then they go like, they say the national anthem and everything, so just like to show off because the other school doesn't have any like space outside. They
Okay.
just build a wall around it with like wires.
So you guys were doing that once you got ranked number one, simply to like
So
show it off,
Yeah,
the pomp and
but-
circumstance of the parade, and
Yeah, but it was still like that before, but they just like pumped it up a little bit
Okay.
to show that.
well, now
they
you
were
have you have a reputation. You kind of have
Yeah.
to make sure it looks like that. Now, where
Yeah.
is your school located?
So based on the geographical like diversity in India, you could say like there are like places like hills where there's like no population, and most of the better schools in India are at that location because there is no much population,
Okay.
and the schools are bigger there. But my city was literally an overcrowded city.
Oh, what kind of city?
Overcrowded. It was
Okay.
It was like I would say like 100K people in the one city.
Wow.
What city was it?
It was Mumbai.
So you were in the midst of the city, your school.
Yeah. So you whenever your school whenever it is your period, you can like hear when the teacher is like teaching you. You can hear like literally horns of cars.
And again, I feel like that's got to be so distracting.
Yeah, that is so
or
distracting.
maybe it's not distracting because do you just get used to it?
Probably. Yeah.
So as you're getting ready to come to America, were there anticipation? How long, I guess, did you know that you were going to be making this move? Was it kind of quick? Sayuri, did you know this for a while and have time to kind of build up this image of what America would look like? Because I feel like American schools compared to your unicorn and peacocks and on a hill with like rainbows, it's going to be kind of hard to top that.
So this moving to America was for a really long time,
Okay.
about like 3 years.
Oh, wow.
But then every time something came and then we stopped.
Okay.
So like I thought about it a lot, but then we finally came here, and then I have a cousin sister who told
Okay.
me a lot about middle school, so that's why I thought that it will have lockers but I did think it will have a garden for some reason.
You obviously, for a very logical reason, your school was like magical, I guess is like the word of the day. So your anticipations, I guess, were realistic because you had family that kind of told you what to expect. Yeah. Okay. Haaniah, for you, how long was this move in place for, and what were the anticipations like?
I think it was like around 2013, so it was like a really long time ago. Yeah,
You're looking at 6 years almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
6 years.
So we used to like kind of talk about it, but then it just used to like go out of the conversation. But then it's like life was just normal, and then I was just giving my tests, and then someone comes up and they're like, the teachers come up, they're like, oh, like, you know, you're gonna go to US, and I'm like, wait, what?
You found out through your teacher?
Yeah, and then I was like, okay. So then she was like signing this paper and stuff, and then I talked to my like, you know, family, and I was like, what's going on? They're like, we're gonna go. And then my mom was in India because my grandfather was sick, so it was me, my dad, and my sister trying to stuff things in our like boxes and then like get it shipped. And it was like the time when I was finally like making friends because we just graduated from primary wing.
Okay.
So it's like, it was crazy because I was just like, I don't want to leave my friends, but it's kind of exciting. But like,
so all that stuff about you like going home and being like asking your family like what's going on, is that all happening the same day that you were told by your teacher that you were going?
Yeah, like, so we were, like, it was in the conversation, like, before, but it wasn't, like, you know, it wasn't official, but then we finally, like, you know, it came out, and then I was like, oh my god, we're actually going. So then I was thinking about how it's gonna be like, and, like, I was just basing it off, like, from movies.
Of course.
Because, yeah, you know.
So, like, all right, so give us some movies. Like, what were the movies that you were thinking of that you associated with American schools?
I think the only, like, movie was The Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like, so everyone's going to like a pool party and like stuff like that.
Roman, how long was this happening?
So I got told on a vacation actually, and I was really sad because I would have to leave all of my friends.
Of course.
Then when I thought about it, it sounded much better. I anticipated a lot of policemen at school, flags, and for some reason I thought I would see a silhouette because they said I'm moving to like, they just showed me on the map.
Okay.
So for some reason,
did you know what New Jersey like?
No, I thought
had to offer, or was it just like at a place in the U.S.?
No, I thought it was like the suburb of New York.
Okay.
And I, for some reason, thought that New Jersey is much smaller than it is.
Okay.
So when they showed it on the map, I just thought I will see literally the silhouette of New York skyline out of the window, and well, it was a disappointment.
Not exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but it was still great.
I like that you romanticized it. Like, I'm going to see the skyline of New York City and all that could be there. And really, you're kind of just like looking out into,
well,
I don't know, Aberdeen, Matawan, which is fine, but it's not the skyline of New Jersey. I mean, but the skyline of the Quick Check and the CBS.
Oh yeah,
right?
this
I mean,
is great.
That is beautiful. I think that compares
that beats
to
like
the Empire State
architecture
Building.
of Chicago,
Absolutely.
New York, like.
No, what was the anticipation like for you?
So first of all, my father, when he put the file for the immigrant file, it was from 2006. So it was literally just the year after I was born. My father put the file for the immigrant process, and based on the overcrowd like population, it just seems like very slow forward to like maintain all the files.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it took so long. But I would say it took a rapid like change. It was just going like fast enough. And when we like got called for the when we got called for the for the interview for going to the US, we just got really sad because it's on the paper they give a document. Your flight is delayed because of some circumstances.
After all of that,
Yeah,
to have
after
just the
all
flight
that.
delayed.
And then it magically just appeared.
So I gotta ask you. So okay, I guess Haaniah, you too. You could chime in on this as well. We're with 6 years in waiting, and how your entire life essentially was
Yeah.
this idea of coming to America. Was there any point where you just became desensitized to it? That when like Haaniah, when you were just told by your teacher, you just went like, no, where you're just so used to that conversation always happening that you never thought it would actually happen?
Yeah, I think it was just like an era, and then it would just be over, and then we'll just like continue with our lives, and it wouldn't actually happen. But sometimes it made me feel kind of excited because I was like, oh, new country. Because there used to be like, since it was an all-girls school, there used to be like a lot of drama.
Okay.
So I just wanted to get away with it. Like, I just didn't want it anymore. So then it was kind of exciting, but it was also kind of sad because like I was born in that country.
Right.
So like,
You're
all
leaving
the
like
cultures.
you're leaving a piece of you behind in a
Yeah.
way, I'm sure. Well, I mean, the good thing is that coming to New Jersey in our middle school, there is no girl drama.
Yeah.
Like,
So Nihal, your anticipations, what did you see America as?
Literally, like Roman. When I saw New Jersey on map, I thought it was like too small to be a state.
We love you, New Jersey. No, was there a sense of disappointment like with Roman where you were like, how about we go to New York? You're like, no, it's New Jersey. You're like, nah, how about New York?
I heard like from some people that living in New Jersey is like a high standard,
Yeah.
kind of thing, and that's why I got along with it. And I also thought like U.S. would be like lockers in the schools, a big school. When I literally just came in the first day in the school, when I saw the size of the school, I said, "What the?"
Well, because our school is small, right?
Wait,
Or are you thinking our school is big?
is this school small?
I don't know. Let me ask you: is this school small?
When I like roamed around when I came in the first day, when I like went to the classes, I literally can't find the way to the class.
This was large for you.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
pretty large.
Just to curiosity, Roman, was the school large for you?
this school was very small for me.
Okay.
This school was extremely small for me.
Because I think of like, I guess, I mean, I don't have anything to compare against. I guess I went to Marlboro Middle School, so I'm at the other one. The other one is way bigger than this one, and the layout is horrifically confusing. Where like you go down one hallway and you're in a different hallway, but it's a mirror image of the other one, so all the wings look identical. You don't know where you are like, at any time. Middle school was awful for me, for a lot of reasons. So, what were your first impressions now that you're here? I think you talked about like what you expected versus what you got, and I think Nihal, we'll start with you with that feeling of like I don't know my way, not just for schools, I guess, but just America in general. What were the first impressions like for you?
I would like say it was kind of a simple life over here, rather compared to like India. People just like think about themselves and not about the other, which kind of is like advanceful or disadvanceful in such a way. In India, we had like neighbors like talking to each other every minute.
There's a sense of community.
Yeah, there is a sense of community, but over here, I just don't know what my neighbor looks like.
And I kind of feel that same way as well. I know what my neighbors look like, but I know for me, a lot of times I'll kind of say, man, I wish my neighbors would like ring the doorbell and just like chat, because I know in Brooklyn that's what it was like for me, and I can imagine that that's such a huge adjustment where everyone just keeps to themselves. Sayuri, was there a moment for you where you were like, I guess this is America?
Yeah, so like when I saw lots of Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins everywhere, I'm like, okay, this is America. And then also like lots of officers in these schools. So there you had these like security people.
Okay.
But they were not actually a lot of them, only like 2 on the gate and 2 on the other gate. So
Okay.
like, that's all. And then here I'm like, so 5 on one gate. And there's like so many other gates. So how many officers are there?
Sure, you're trying to do the math and see like there's more than I'm even seeing.
Like, so I just came from a 14-hour flight across continents, and then I land, and I'm like, finally, and then I just see the exit, like, door right there in front of my face, because usually in Dubai and like other like what is it, airports, it's like you can like sit down and kind of breathe, but this is just like you just
No, it's get off the plane and it's like get out of this area.
Yeah.
Like once
It's
you're
like-
off, they don't want you hanging out
yeah,
anywhere.
and like the taxi driver's like, get in my car, we're going. And I'm just like, okay, fine.
you were hoping for something like calming, 14-hour flight,
Yeah.
and instead it's like, quick, get in another vehicle.
Yeah. So, first impressions, like I stayed for New York for the first month I was here, and I saw a lot of Starbucks. Like Starbucks is basically, yeah, it's like
It's
everywhere.
America.
That's it.
So wait, so Haaniah and Sayuri, you're both telling me that your first impressions of America were, wow, these people need a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
And donuts.
And donuts, right? Just feeding into like the gluttony aspect of America. Roman, what was your first impression? Was there any moment where you were like, this is America?
Well, people are much more active and they're less scared, I would say, because of the crime. Like they don't put giant borders around their house. They're much more like willing to talk to you.
Here or in the Ukraine?
No, in here.
Okay.
They're much more willing to talk to you. There are a lot more smiles. So yeah, people are smiling.
Genuine smiles?
No,
Okay.
but there are a lot more smiles.
So just people just are smiling for random
Yeah.
reasons. Was your first
Yeah.
experience just people smiling at you?
No, my first experience.
That would be horrifying.
No,
I feel
my
like you
first
get off a
experience when
14-hour
I
flight.
just came to US, I landed in New York and thought, oh, that's where I'm going to live. Here is the
Newark,
skyline.
New Jersey.
Yes, here's the skyline of New York.
You got
and,
your skyline
and then as we were driving and then
further away from the skyline.
yeah, then I see the forest and think, oh well.
Actually, I want to say something. My flight was 22 hours long.
Wow.
This is too long.
What did you do?
I just watched a movie on the TV.
How many movies can you watch? I mean, I know how many movies you can watch. Did you watch all this? You can watch all 6 Star Wars movies and still have more time.
Yeah.
You can watch 8 Star Wars, actually.
My father gave me a candy, so you are in America, eat a candy. I ate a candy.
What was the candy?
Jolly Rancher.
Okay, Jolly Rancher, totally American.
So I ate the candy, and I accidentally dropped the wrapper on the ground, and I thought like, well, this is American, this is not India. I can drop it anywhere.
Well, you're like, this land of the free. I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna pollute.
Yeah, India was like that. Everyone, there was like no use of dustbin. The bins like literally said, "Please use me."
So there was a lot more just trash like all over the place.
There not much, I would say, but there were like some kind of some sort of
Is there less of a conscious effort, I guess, on
there
like the
is
citizens?
yeah. But now there are like movements like it is called like Clean India Drive.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
there are like some efforts like going on right now.
Okay. So you're talking about food. Was the food adjustment? And I know you were talking about Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks and all that place.
Well, I can get along with the food thing because I'm a vegetarian.
Okay. Was that harder for you
Yeah,
to
it
get
is
acclimated?
actually harder. It is actually harder because I actually always had vegetarians around me. But when I came here, it was like non-vegetarians, which was like a whole big transition for me.
Well, I would imagine like you're around people that are practicing similar things as you,
Yeah.
and that's I guess the norm. So they don't have to be
Yeah.
accommodating because that's what you're used to. Roman, for you, was there a transition with?
Yeah, there was a lot of transition. And for my mother is a vegetarian, so
Okay.
this was like a heaven for her because we usually just have meat.
That sounds like a great
In
meal.
Ukraine, yeah, it's great. I completely agree with it. And there's a lot of more junk food. As much as I love Ukrainian food, in schools it was the worst Ukrainian food you could ever eat. Here we have a lot of many food. You could choose your own food.
There was no
Ukraine-
options where you were.
No, there were no options. Like you're vegetarian, we don't care. Eat this.
Wow.
Yeah, you couldn't choose anything there.
So what would
What
you
you-
do then with like a
If you
typical
are
vegetarian?
lactose
Just not eat.
intolerant, if you're lactose intolerant, drink this milk. Like they didn't care at all. So people usually bought the food in a
But they're just
buffet.
making people who are lactose intolerant just drink milk.
Well, they didn't have a choice, so they had to buy food in the buffet, Buffett didn't have a lot of choices either. I mean, so they sold milk in a Buffett. So people who were lactose intolerant, they made quite a bit of money on them who were buying in Buffett. So yeah, it was quite profitable.
Wow.
To gain money.
Well, it seems completely manipulative.
In Ukraine, we didn't really have proper pizza. They were like,
Was it bread and ketchup?
it wasn't. It was like very circle bread, and there
Okay.
was like vegetables, slabbed vegetables and pizza. There were no like pepperoni or anything. It was just, and they freeze it. They unfreeze it, and it was.
No, that's
Bad.
a sin. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
very
really
bad.
good.
But then I came here, and when I got my first pizza, it was still warm, and it was so good. And then I was in New York getting pizza, and it was still so warm, so crunchy. And
Wait, where were you that were getting pizza?
yeah, my first pizza I ate here.
Uh-huh.
Then I actually ate pizza in New York. It was so thin, it was
Oh,
so
yeah.
crunchy, and it's so good.
It's unreal. And I don't
Oh.
think that people understand like how lucky we are to have this
Yeah.
kind of great pizza.
Yeah.
Talking about pizza, the Indian pizza, like not Domino's, they're all like Domino's in India, but the typical
local
Indian
places?
the typical Indian pizza, you don't want to eat it when your tooth is like moving all over the place.
Is it
Yeah.
that hard?
Yeah, it is that hard. I actually popped one of my teeth. So.
Really? So, I'm sure a big change, obviously, aside from the school infrastructure themselves, with how different the schools physically looked. When you got into the classroom, and I know, Nihal, you said when you got into the classroom, it was like, how am I going to get around? Like, this is very confusing. The teacher-student relationships, were they different than what they were in India? Were they closely mirrored?
Yeah, they're actually so different than India. I would say like teachers in India were like non-existent.
Okay, what does that mean?
So they didn't really get along well with children. There are like some of them who were actually very good natured, but over here every teacher is like very well tempered and they always like want to help you.
Okay.
But in India we had like, if you don't understand what you're learning, then you have to learn it yourself.
So there was no like, let's help you get there together as like this journey. It's more of, you don't get it.
There is like
Too bad.
suffer.
Suffer.
Just suffer along.
Nice. So it's, you're having a hard time understanding the content. Suffer.
Yeah, actually,
Sounds like my Catholic school I
And
went to
like-
when I was a kid.
in Hindi, Indian language,
Mhm.
suffer means like journey. And over
Wow.
here,
Yeah.
yeah, suffer.
So they didn't
suffer.
mean it negatively. They just meant like this is a part of the process.
Yeah. So this is your journey. This is your suffer. You have to suffer in it.
And then you're coming here and you're like, well, I guess I'm just going to have to suffer. And your teachers here are like, no, don't suffer. Like, we're going to help you with it. And you're like, no, I need to suffer. That's how I'm going to do well. I need to suffer in order to do well. Now, I'm glad we didn't have that conversation at any point. That'd be very confusing.
Yeah.
Roman, for you, was the teacher-student relationship different?
Yeah, a lot of difference. Well, first in Ukraine, teachers were only getting 2/3 of an average salary, so they didn't care at all. You know, the stick, they actually show it on their desk.
Like the meter stick?
Yeah, they would hit the students who had bad behavior with it. They would scream at the students who got bad grades, because students with bad grades, it really made a bad face for a teacher. And also teachers in Ukraine trying to find bad things in a good students, try to remove those.
Okay.
But here, teachers are trying to find good things in bad students, and they're trying to make them much bigger. So here, when you actually ask teacher for help, they said, well, this is how. And they're, in Ukraine, they just said, you're worthless.
And it kind of almost goes like, it's the suffering. It's
Yeah.
that journey of being like, let's get to the end result.
Yeah, just like Nihal said, they never helped you, but that's why like everyone in my school at least went to like tutoring like once in their life.
Okay.
Because they needed so much help that they actually like the parents over there were like really smart. Everyone's parents were like, graduated from college and stuff. But even like my parents couldn't be like, oh, I'm your teacher now, so they actually had to take me to like tutors and stuff. So it was kind of sad because the teachers don't really care about you, but
It seemed like they're not able to do their job.
Yeah, and then you see them every day, so it's like, why do you want to see a person you don't like every day?
And who's not going to be willing to help you.
Yeah.
I think like that definitely hurts the relationship. If there's no trust, you're not going to be able to want to work with that person.
Yeah, and then they like command you to like get notebooks from like other classes, or like, oh, like, you know, do my work for me. I was like, okay, like, what is this?
Do you think like is that an indictment on their inability? Were they just not trained well enough? Are the resources for teachers not there? Or is it just the temperament and like the societal aspect of it where they don't care?
I think it's just that they don't care because they have a separate room for them. They have like microwaves in that room.
Okay.
They can like eat whatever they want. They have laptops and stuff like that. They can like, yeah. So it's basically that they don't care about the children, or it's probably that they don't like their job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or a mixture of both. And then, so outside of school, right, your day ends. For your typical school day, where there are clubs, where there's sports, things that you can do extracurricularly. And then I guess who's in charge of that? Because I know, Haaniah, you're saying the teachers did not like their jobs, hated kids, but they had the resources to succeed. Were there extracurricular things that you had, clubs, sports, or anything like that?
Yeah, we had like a lot of different like activities. I went into table tennis, which is basically ping pong here, and because my sister was also playing it, so the teachers of like the, you know, the people who do the activities, they're like better than the actual teachers because they kind of don't care, but they teach you stuff in like a fun way so you won't get bored.
Roman, did your school have extracurriculars, sports, or anything?
We had for 1 year. Then the gym broke, and for 5 years they were saying, "Oh, give us money, we'll fix it." And then next year, "Oh, give us money, we'll
how does
fix it."
a gym break?
I don't know. They just said it.
Like
and
it just imploded?
Yeah, and they just closed the gym, and they said, "Give us money, we'll."
Wait, they didn't let you back in?
No, we didn't have gym.
So there's no visual proof that the gym
No,
broke?
I didn't have gym. I didn't have gym at all at all.
Wow.
Yeah. So and we had martial arts. So people who want to go somewhere, they went to outside the school.
Okay. But nothing connected with the school then?
Yeah, nothing
Okay.
connected with the school. So yeah, we had martial arts for 1 year, but except of that, no. And also the gym break, it means like no gym lesson at all. So we were pretty much sitting, and we weren't moving between periods, so we're sitting all day long.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. So you guys are just completely, because you didn't change classes, right?
No.
So you're sitting all day and then you get no physical outlet.
Yeah, like at all. Well, the school didn't have enough funding.
The gym broke.
Yeah.
Wow, Roman's the conspiracy theorist right here. We're gonna have to do a conspiracy episode at some point and have you on. Nihal, did your school have extracurriculars?
Yeah, it didn't have any of them. The, people who wanted to go to extracurricular, they either go to like sport complex or like public things.
So all outside.
Yeah, it is all outside.
So you guys, your school was basically just go in, learn, and then get out.
Yeah, but
And you would suffer.
yeah, actually, the schools were just 5 hours.
This is like an unbelievable revelation right here. 5 hour schools for Nihal, and then for Roman, you had like 32-hour day schools.
Yeah.
Somehow. I hear, Sayuri, you had some pretty cool extracurriculars in your school.
Yeah.
What were some of these?
Virtual reality.
What does that
Oh my
even mean?
gosh.
So you know those boxes in which so we had that for like we had on Fridays we would have like an extra hour of school to go for a club.
Okay.
And then you wouldn't have to pay for any extra.
So you had to go for the club.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you could. There were like lots of options, like a lot. And then from 6th grade you have like a club on Wednesday, but they don't like they don't add 1 hour of school.
Okay. It's just built into the schedule.
But there's like only 3 options for Wednesday. There's like engineering and design, home designing, and fashion designing.
Okay.
So it's all designing.
So talk to me about this virtual reality. Like, this sounds unbelievable. Are you playing video games?
No. So once we went like underwater, and then once we went into space.
So you're just exploring virtual reality.
It's usually science related.
Okay.
So once we went into a volcano, so like we were.
This is incredible. Why don't we have this?
Wait, so you have school on a hill with peacocks in a tropical climate, and then you have virtual reality, and I'm freezing in there.
And his gym is mysteriously broken.
Yeah.
And then like you have horse riding once in a week.
You have horses on the
Horses?
campus?
Yeah. So like they teach you how to ride a horse.
Is that part of like the Friday elective?
No, that's a whole different thing.
That's just like part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
So so you can go from like
Yeah,
my class on like ELA and you're like synthesizing text to like, okay, I'm going to go ride a horse now.
They're probably just trying to show off because we were like one of the first schools to have virtual reality in the country.
I would imagine.
Oh, let's ride horses.
Yeah.
And why not?
That's why
And
I
then,
think
like-
my school is
and then,
pretty
like-
low to their
And there's like almost every single school in my state had horse racing. So yeah.
Okay, so I got to ask you about the virtual reality because this is like blowing my mind. So you said you went to the bottom of a volcano, you went into space, you went into the ocean. How legitimate did this look? Was it
Awesome.
like it
The
was?
quality was really good.
I never tried
And
this.
then from 3rd grade, you have pottery or clay molding. From 3rd grade.
I want to go to the school.
Yeah, this
You-
sounds like
listen.
a good skill.
It is.
Sayuri, you had me sold on this when you started talking about peacocks and you started talking about it being on like a hill. That sounded majestic as it is. And now you're telling me that at the end of the day you have the choice to like virtual reality. Because right now, the weather right now is pretty gloomy. I would love to be on a beach.
Yeah, but
Or
she
in a
would-
volcano.
Yeah, but she would not like the weather would not be gloomy there.
But like the
Yeah.
bad,
It would be hot all the years.
That's okay. I'm fine with that.
like the
Yeah.
only con was that I don't know if I should call it a con, but it was not year-round schooling, like the calendar.
Oh.
So
So,
like most of the almost all the other schools was on the calendar that's like here.
with breaks built in?
Yeah, but my school was like, I don't know why it had to be like that. It was like almost the only school in my city
So,
with year-round schooling.
so year-round schooling, what does that even look like? Weekends off?
No, it's like
7 days a week?
no. So it's like a balanced calendar.
Okay.
So you start in April, and then you have a one month holiday in May.
Okay.
Then you go to all the way to this Hindu festival. So in my state, this festival called Ganesh Chaturthi, which is like really important.
Okay.
So you have a almost my school has like only 2 days holiday, but most of the other schools have like 10 days.
Okay.
And then you go to this Diwali other festival, you have 10-day break. You go to Christmas, 10-day break,
Okay.
and then you go to and then you end in March, and then you have like a holiday in March except for the first week.
So you have like close to 3 weeks off between March and April?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not what people panic about when they hear year-round. It's just you still have... How many days total are you going?
It's the same amount of days.
It's
It's like
like
literally
180?
the same thing.
Okay. It's just a matter
Just
of...
that the breaks are in different places.
As
now.
opposed to just like, here's 2 months, just go and...
Yeah, but would you actually prefer that or something else? Is actually interesting.
Oh, I don't know. You're asking me questions now. I'm not supposed to be answering these things.
Yeah. Okay,
Would,
Nihal,
would I prefer year? No. It would be too much of an adjustment for me. For 32 years of my life, I've been trained to not work in the summer. Like I went from being a student my entire life to being a teacher. So as we're winding down here, we're just going to go around the table, this fictional table that we have here with the fruit. What was the hardest adjustment for you, or biggest disadvantage that you feel like you faced when you've come to America? Nihal, start us off.
I would say friends. I just lost all of my friends. Like, I don't really have now time to communicate with them back, just because we are like too hectic in our simple life over here. But I can't really communicate with them. But I feel like kind of disgusted because it was really like sad for me to even think about it. Actually, I even cried when I came here.
I totally get that, because the social adjustment and losing friends at... What age did you come over here?
Yeah,
13, right?
Yeah, 13.
Like, that's so difficult because it's such a pivotal time. But it seems like you're acclimating really, really
Yeah.
well. And I get to see that every day, so I know that I can say that with confidence, justification, because you're doing a fantastic job. Roman, for you, hardest adjustment?
Yeah. Disadvantage.
Or disadvantage.
Yeah. So people are much less sincere. Like there would be more physical conflict, but not verbal. Here they plot like rumors and
Yeah.
webs. There you just fight, and that's it. That's the end of the.
And then it's
conflict.
over.
Yeah, if you beat him, that's over. If he beat you, that's over. Here they just plot webs, the rumors. They're trying to lie about each other. This is probably the biggest disadvantage.
And
Yeah, and smile. There's not that much value of a smile that you see here, because there everyone would be going with like this face, very sad, like poker face all year round. When you see a smile, you know that someone is actually smile. I thought then it felt kind of depressing seeing no one smile. Here, you know, they aren't sincere a lot of the time, but well, someone is still smiling.
This is
It's like
fascinating.
Positive atmosphere.
Yeah, I get, but I wonder. It's almost like is the falsity of the smile? Does that make you? Does that give you this feeling of like? Does it make you feel better knowing that people are smiling? But what is a smile if they're not actually meaning it? So I totally get that.
Yeah,
that's kind of-
there's like a whole mask in your face.
Yeah, you're just masking who you are. That's Haaniah. Hardest adjustment, biggest disadvantage coming to America?
I think it's just the culture and the people, because when we used to be in Dubai, like going to a mall used to be like going to a party. Like
Okay.
over here, I see people like in their pajamas and going to the mall, and I'm like,
Just for
okay.
dressing up.
Yeah, like everyone used to like do their makeup and like think about what they're gonna wear. And like parties, like if you go there to the parties, it's like it's kind of like going to a wedding.
Like it's a grand event.
Yeah.
Sayuri, for you, hardest adjustment or biggest disadvantage coming to America?
I guess it was just with lockers.
Okay.
The combination. It took me like
Yeah, this is
a month to learn it. So
Yeah.
Mrs. McDonald actually gave me a whole lock to
Okay.
practice at home.
That's awesome that she did that. And that's amazing that you struggled for a month. Are better with it now?
I am really good at it now.
Awesome. But we'll see, the real test will be in September after year-round schooling for you. Now after having a whole 2 months off coming back. Wow, thank you so much for listening to this episode. And a major thank you has to go out to Nihal, Roman, Haaniah, and Sayuri for taking the time to be a part of this. This has been an enormous success, and I hope that you enjoyed it anywhere near as much as I've enjoyed it. Please make sure that if you're looking to get on an episode, just come talk to me. Either email me, come see me in room 152. There's no topic that we won't talk about because really this is about you. This is your podcast. I am just simply the host. Make sure that you're following us on Twitter at The Monarch Experience. Look for the logo, of course. Make sure you don't follow any imposters. Retweet and like your favorite episode and come see me. I will then give you a $10 gift card to our school store. Don't look at it as a school store. It's really a gift card to Jostin, so you can get some pretty cool stuff there. Sweatshirt, hoodie. I got this polo that I made that I'm wearing right now that none of you can see. Make sure that you subscribe on iTunes. Comment, leave us a 5-star rating. That would be a huge help to us. Make sure that we reach as many people as we possibly can. And be sure to find us on any platform. We're on Anchor, we're on Stitcher, we're on Breaker, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on iTunes, we're on Spotify. You can find us anywhere. And if you don't know how to find us on any of those places, we got tons of stickers around the school with QR codes. Take out your phone. I won't yell at you, I promise. Scan it, and it'll pop right up on your device of your choosing. Until then, see ya!
If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. Sometimes I think sitting on trains, every step